Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
As expected, right? As expected. They have a great road trip. They come home and they look flat. They don't even look interested in playing, unprepared, if you will. When Kyle Schwarber is out in left field and the ball is going underneath of his glove, which is allowing things to happen that are miserable. I'm watching Roman Quinn play baseball. That alone is wrong. That alone is ridiculous. The baseball world should never have me witness Roman Quinn play baseball in Major League Baseball again, yet here I am. On top of that, Bryson Stott didn't have his greatest day at the office. The double play ball that he had a little bit of a mishap on the exchange probably wouldn't have turned two. It would have been super close at first base with Nola running the way that he was. So, all right, benefit of the doubt there. But still, I mean, I expect more from Bryson Stott all around with the ball later on that went up the middle. And there's a lot of things to be frustrated about. There's no way in hell you should return to your home ballpark after an exciting week of 5-2 baseball. Really should have been 6-1, but 5-2 baseball, and you just look so uninterested and not willing to be prepared. And that upsets me. I know Bryce Harper is a big emotional leader, and not having him stings, but someone has to step the hell up. Kyle Schwarber striking out as much as he did at the dish can happen. Rhys Hoskins 0 for 4 at the top of the lineup. We need more. Oh, by the way, JT Realmuto has been miserable. JT Realmuto looks really bad right now. And we talked about how much he was physically hurting last year when it comes to injuries. He was banged up, he was injured, and that was a correlation with why we saw the disaster that we did at the dish. Yet here we are, and it looks bad. And every day you watch it snowball out of control, and I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you other than this is a flat-out bad effort, and I don't know why they come out this way as much as they do. I know it happens. I know it's inevitable over 162, but there's something within the blood work of this organization, the blood work of the foundation of this team, even though they added big pieces, Schwarber, Castellanos, guys that have been around the block. Over the last few years, they have this ick about them. They have this horrendous smell that doesn't pass the test when they result in these type of flat efforts, the rate that they do, in moments where it shouldn't happen, right? Like I said, it will occur over 162, but you take a series against Seattle, you go into LA, you start out as hot as you do, winning the first 3 games, and then game 4 you let slip away in the 9th inning when you already had 2 outs on the board, a triple. Oh God, I can't believe I'm reliving that moment with Lux, where you thought maybe Lux gave you the game early on by making mistakes in the field, and then he ends up cashing in and being the hero after it was all said and done. But anyway, the Padres are good. I'm fully aware that the Padres are good. You came home to Citizens Bank Park? Really? And Kyle Schwarber's out to lunch in left field? And I can't believe Roman Quinn is playing as much as he does. Roman Quinn sucks. Now, I say this, and tomorrow he'll hit a 3-run bomb. Shut up, Rhodes. You're an idiot. What he will do, though, is bunt, because that's all he tries to do because he sucks at hitting. But he'll bunt. He'll get on first. He'll steal second. He'll steal third. You'll get a big run. And then, after I criticize him very heavily, that's what's going to happen. But even if that does happen, let's be realistic. If you have eyeballs, this kid does not deserve to take up any time at all in the outfield, and they keep plugging him in there. Not that you have a billion phenomenal options to play in center field. We need Mickey Moniak back. And I might have saw this on Twitter. I guess I'll double check right now just to make sure that I wasn't getting duped by anything. But apparently Mickey Moniak teased something on Twitter, or excuse me, on Instagram. He did 5 hours ago. He put up a picture of him at the plate and said, "Baseball soon?" ? That plays. So hopefully he can sneak into that center field job and run away with it, because I cannot fathom watching any more garbage garbage with some of these players. I'm still annoyed with Odubel Herrera for swinging the way that he did when the ball went through his legs the other night. Not that I'm blaming the offense, even though they only scored 4 runs, because when you're in the 9th inning with 2 outs, that's where you need to lock all windows and doors if we'll go a little zooism on us here during some baseball action. But when you're that deep with that lead with 2 outs in the 9th, I'm sorry, that right there, you need to do your job. The only person that did their job today was Zach Eflin. And Zach Eflin, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 0 walks, got Manny Machado with a nasty slider for him to return to the COVID list the way that he did. And I don't know if anybody stood around or stuck around for the postgame, but when he was in the clubhouse getting interviewed and they asked him what he was doing to keep his body right and to keep himself engaged in also not only mentally, but physically, so when he is back in action, he can deal the way that he did tonight. He's talking about throwing the ball with his wife, and his wife was complaining for how hard he was throwing. And I'm like, wow, what a G. You even had Barkan and Ricky Bowe and Ben Davis. I thought this was hysterical. Going round of applause for his wife for doing what she did, which is amazing. But Zach Eflin was awesome. There's your positive. The other positive is my hair is better than Clevenger's. Those are my 2 thoughts of the day that is in any sort of direction of positivity. I love my flow more than Clevenger. And he even went with braids the other day. And I thought, that's different. That's unique. And trust me, I'm all about standing out and I'm all about being obnoxious. I like loud attire. I like my shoes to be loud. I like my outfit to be loud when I'm going places. If you're thinking, Broads, I never see in anything loud. Yeah, I'm not talking about sitting in my basement throwing my headphones on when it's 11:30 at night and I'm chilling in shorts and a tee. But I like it loud. So I'm all for it, but, I give the nod to this luscious locks, to these luscious locks. I was going to go with flow, lettuce, salad, but my words got jumbled, and here we are. Zach Eflin was solid, though, and I'm glad, because it's this common theme right now with the pitching staff is they're doing better than you expected them to do. Wheeler's on the mound tomorrow. I swear to you, I better see a team that feels obligated and feels that it's necessary to want to take the diamond and to want to make plays out there, because it was too nonchalant. It was too going through the motions. Did you just expect to dominate this game because of the way you guys performed away from Citizens Bank Park? I hate to break it to you. You better show us something tomorrow, because if you lay down again for 2 straight games after the buzz that you gave us, the 10 o'clock games, you will give it to the Phils to actually show the life. 10-10 on Friday nights, Saturday nights, when majority of the people are checked out, they're hammered at their local bar, taking shots of Fireball and going nuts. Barely even paying attention. Then 6:45 on a weekday after an off day on Monday where there were no sports. So sports fans are excited to finally get something back here on the Tuesday, even though you had Stanley Cup playoffs. You got the Boston, the Miami Heat going after it for the Eastern Conference Finals Game 1. You throw the Phils on and they give you a dud. They didn't want to do anything out there. Once Schwarber did his thing, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I quote tweeted first Bryson Stott early, where he makes the play up the middle and he throws it to Rhys Hoskins for a nice defensive effort, right? I used the hard eye emoji. And then the next tweet of the night is Kyle Schwarber. I thought I used a throw-up emoji, but I definitely went with something else. Oh, the crying emoji with tears pouring out of my eyelids, because that's what I was feeling in that moment in time. Pain and suffering. So I'm just irritated as a whole, because I just feel like today was a no-brainer to have something behind your energy, even with no Bryce Harper. You didn't play with Bryce Harper in that last game against the Dodgers, and there was something there. But if you go to some other topics here, you go to your bullpen, Norwood, Brad Hand, and Brad Hand is having a difficult time when he's inheriting runners on the base paths. So it might not show in his personal ERA, but it's not as if Brad Hand has been as solid as we really need him to be if you were just going to look at his numbers and go by the numbers. And referencing the post-game show again, I'm cracking up because Ricky Bo was asked, what do they do? What do they do here when it comes to getting better at the bullpen? You trade for someone. You just got to pray it's not Workman. Oh, man, don't ever bring his name up again. I don't even want to think about Brandon Workman. But I was thinking in that moment, and we all remember at the time, that it's not as if his numbers in Boston were bad. It's whoever is here is nowhere close to as good as they were when they had success in other areas when you're coming out of that bullpen. Go look at Hector Neris. And to be fair, you're damn right I'm going to pat myself on the back here. Back. Not bat, back. I love to speak. I feel like I should be better at it. When you think about Hector Neris, and here I am patting myself on the back because I said this guy isn't as bad as you make him out to be. He will be just fine when he calms down. And last year, he went into that eighth inning role, and he was awesome. He went through his stretches where he was great. He had blow-ups. He had issues in the ninth inning. But Hector Neris did not get the credit that he deserved in this city. And what he's doing in Houston right now, do you really want me to go look at the numbers? Oh, damn it. I will go look at the numbers. Hector Neris. Oh, did he get beat up today? Did he get hit today? Oh, no. Oh, no, he did. Oh, he did. This was yesterday. He got beat up a little bit yesterday because the last I saw his ERA, it was 0.56. I look now and I see 2.12. I'm like, oh, he got touched. He got tattooed a bit. It looked like in Boston on May 16th. So that was, Monday night? He ended up going 1 inning, 3 hits, 3 runs. But anyway, you get my point. Hector Neris has been a dog for Houston so far this season, and he just did not get the credit he deserved. But moral of the story is, whenever someone's here and they have success elsewhere, or even if they do have some sort of success here, they go somewhere else, and it just seems they're flourishing. And we're watching that with Hector Neris. And Brandon Workman had good numbers in Boston. He comes here, and he's the most embarrassing pitcher I've ever seen in my damn life. Oh, Brandon Workman. These are the type of storylines that are talked about when you lose 3-0. When you win against the Dodgers, it's all fist pumps and excitement. When you lose, somehow we're referencing Brandon Workman. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. All right, we'll go to the phones. 856-442-9805 and take in our first caller here. Good evening. You're on with Broads. What's happening? Hello.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, cool. So, I was going to go and say, like, one quick thing. I just feel like, why do the bats always, like, show up whenever, like, there's all these runs on the board? Okay, cool. You guys can get back in the game. But then the pitching just, like, when they show up, the bats can't show up. Like, I don't get it, and they need to figure it out.
Yeah, no, they're inconsistent is exactly what you're referencing, and there's no doubt about it. It seems like Aaron Nola, especially Aaron Nola, when you look at his record and how well he's been throwing the ball, he doesn't get the run support that he needs. But you're absolutely right. It's one of the things is showing up, and they're not putting it all together as a whole right now, and that's just baseball at times. But, yeah, I don't know why the offense gets this silent. When it goes silent, it goes south quickly. When they're hot, you see, I mean, look, overall, so far this season, and there's a lot of factors in why this is the case, but the OPS, the batting average, the slugging, all of the statistics offensively are at the top of Major League Baseball, so they are doing something right, but it does seem like it all comes in waves. It's either all at once or you're getting held to 0 or 1 run.
You're absolutely right. I mean, like, you got to look at a guy like Aaron Nola's got to be, like, upset about the way the season's going. It's like,
well, I don't know, because if you're Aaron, if you're
like,
Aaron Nola, and I appreciate your call, you know, he was so tragic at times last year that I'm sure as a team he's frustrated, but looking at the way that he's throwing, he's probably thinking, okay, if I do this over the long haul of the season, I will be okay. So just keep doing what you're doing right now, and then ultimately everything will be all right. from a team aspect right now, you're a couple games under 500. Yeah, from that level, I'm sure he's a little bit internally upset with how things are shaking up. But as a pitcher, you can only control what you can control. So it's almost like you have two different set of feelings where what am I doing when I'm taking the mound, and that's all I can control? Because there's so many other variables. When you're pitching one every 5 days and you're at top end of your rotation, there's only so much that are in your hands. So I'm sure that there's a way that they process what I'm doing and then what the rest of the team is doing, how we're doing collectively as a team, and kind of have two different emotions spread out. With Zach Eflin, I loved his fire on the mound today. When he had the mistake, well, no, not when he had the mistake, when the mistake happened to him when he was on the mound, when the ball dropped in front of Roman Quinn, a lack of communication there. You could tell he was pissed off. The fiery dog in him, the fiery competitor in him showed up. And Eflin does have that to a degree, but I like that side of Zach Eflin. And when you hear his tone after the game, it kind of describes exactly what I was feeling, which is the difference between the two emotions, if you will. Let's go back to the phones. Hello, you're on Broads Media.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can.
So I said this to my group of friends that does fantasy baseball earlier today. I basically said that I'll take this statement to my grave, that there is nothing more frustrating to watch in all of sports than a cold offense in baseball. I'm not saying the Phillies offense is cold, but today they were, and it is damn frustrating, my friend.
It really is. I even was a little bothered by Joe Girardi because he mentioned something, and maybe I misheard him. Maybe I misinterpreted it. So we'll put that out there, the disclaimer, before I go through it. But I'm pretty sure he said, when asked about how cold the offense was and why it looked so down, he said there weren't really that many pitches to hit today or something along those lines. Then when asked about Kyle Schwarber, who struck out every single damn time he stepped into the box, he said, well, he did have some pitches to get there. He just missed them, and he pulled it foul. Well, hold on a second. Okay, Joe? It kind of sounds hypocritical. At one juncture, you said that it's as if they didn't really have that much to do damage with, but then for Kyle Schwarber, he just missed his pitches and took it foul. Which one is it? Because that doesn't add up to me. Unless, like I said, I misheard it, but I don't think I did.
Yeah. It was interesting. I feel like it was bound, like, we're not bound to win every single game left. Like, we're gonna lose.
Yeah.
But I feel like we could have taken that. A bunch of my friends are watching, so I just wanted to say hi to all my friends. Thank you for letting me do that.
Of course, absolutely. Thanks to your friends. Yeah, they're going to lose games. I mean, they're going to lose a lot of games to this point moving forward. Every team, the World Series champion this year, is going to lose a lot of games from this point moving forward for the rest of the season. That's for damn sure. We'll keep the phone calls rolling. What's up, Amadeo?
Just an ugly game. Just an ugly game overall. It's like what the last caller said. Like, when you have like a dead offense, it just makes, and like, especially with all the errors that were in the field, it just makes the game totally unwatchable.
Yeah, no doubt. I despised what we saw defensively. It just seemed mentally they weren't engaged, and I can't take that, especially when Kyle Schwarber, who's a veteran, and trust me, I don't want to see him and Castellanos be in the field every single day, and I know Castellanos was a DH today, and he had Odubel out in right field, but there's a reason why your mindset heading into the season was these guys won't play every day in the field because they're not good in that area, but I would expect a professional and a veteran to recognize without Bryce Harper, you need to step up, and he wasn't doing his job at the plate, and it carried over on the other side of the field, and that bothers me.
Exactly, and like just like with the stretches of this offense, like I know like with the Dodgers series, like 12 runs, 10 runs, 8 runs a game, that's not sustainable. That's not going to happen every single game because it's a 162. You're going to have your ups and your downs. But when you look throughout this lineup, like we've seen the insanely hot stretch that Harper has been on, and I'm sure he's going to keep it up when he comes back from the shot that he's taken. You've seen the consistency from Castellanos. You've seen the consistency from Segura. You've seen the consistency from Alec Boehm at the plate, but we really haven't seen Reese has given you those little spurts, but it hasn't been consistent. We've seen spurts from Schwarber, but it hasn't been consistent. When are we going to see the major hot streak from a guy like a Reese Hoskins, from a guy like a Kyle Schwarber? Because when Kyle Schwarber went off, he can carry an offense, especially like when you saw that last year at this time of the year when he was hitting bombs every single day.
Yeah, that's what it is with Schwarbs. For Schwarber, it's more of the big timely home run than it is, putting together something like we saw with Bryce Harper at the end of last season where it's doubles in the gap and it's aggressive base running where he turns singles into doubles. It's a totally different lifestyle. So the batting average will probably still be low for a Kyle Schwarber. It'll just be loud and it'll be poppy because of the fact that he's hitting a lot of home runs, and that's what he does when he gets out. So when is that going to happen? I don't know. JT Realmuto has done really nothing for you this season. Rhys Hoskins, I got a text message today about Rhys batting first. It just seems I get a text every day from somebody upset with what Joe does. When we were talking about the LA series, there was a sequence where he started 2 games. He had 3 hits in one of those games, and he had 2 RBI in the other game. And he also walked to get on base and had a hit to get on base. So it wasn't like he did nothing. And when he goes 0 for 4, it's, I hate Rhys. It's not ideal. There's no ideal. I keep hearing Segura. Okay, Segura's still not ideal. It might be better than the rest, but I'm not outraged by anybody in there. Did you lose today because Rhys was batting first? No. You lost because your offense couldn't do anything. You hoped and prayed that when Camargo got in there, that was a sense of life. But going to Schwarber, just to look at his batting averages just in general. I feel a fair number to look at for batting average for Schwarber. He's a career 234 hitter in 8 seasons. Now, that varies between 291 last year in Boston, 253 in Washington last year, 189 right now in Philly. I feel 230 is fair, but it better come with a lot of bombs. Give me 35 bombs in 230. Is that a realistic number to expect by when it's all said and done for Kyle Schwarber? I think so, although sometimes numbers won't tell the full story. Because JT Realmuto last year, we can all agree, wasn't good. But if you go to JT Realmuto's stats last year, he hit 263, and he's a career 274. So he hit 263 last year. 17 homers. You would like that to be over 20. He's only had 2 years in his MLB career, though, with it over 20. In 2019, he had 25. In 2018, he had 21. But other than that, he had 17 the year before. So he had 17 homers, 73 RBIs, which is 3rd most in his career and almost tied his 2nd best. That's what I'm saying. The numbers sometimes, he walked 48 times, which was the most he's ever walked. It's just crazy how those numbers just on paper you look at and it doesn't tell the same story. That's why when I was just talking about Kyle Schwarber, I don't know if it's fair just to go off the numbers because sometimes they could lie for sure. Let's go to Jimmy, who's been waiting patiently. What's going on, Jimmy?
What's up, Broads? I kind of wanted to discuss the 2 guys that you're discussing right now because it's been on my mind lately. I'm basically calling out like Schwarber and Realmuto. You guys got to play better. I know you guys are great players, and I know you're great players because I've seen it. And I'm not, and comes to Schwarber, I'm not one of those guys who puts batting average at the highest priority because he's a home run hitter. Pretty much all he does is hit home runs. That's his only plate approach is to hit home runs. But you got to think, as a professional hitter, you can't be hitting 180 and be playing all the time. And in terms of Realmuto, like the guy, the last 2 seasons has been basically a glorified Mike Lieberthal. And you can't really be playing at that level when your nickname is literally best catcher in baseball.
Yeah, last year we definitely chalked it up to, and thanks, Jimmy, chalked it up more to the injuries, which I thought was fair, but this year he's lost. I feel more comfortable in saying Rhys is going to figure it out sooner than I do JT. Now, very similar to how I started the show, when I rip Roman Quinn, normally something happens in a positive for the person I rip the next day. Maybe JT hits a homer tomorrow to get going or something. But I feel more confident in a Rhys Hoskins turnaround than I do JT. When he's at the plate, the timing, it just looks all out of sorts right now. And this team laid an egg when we rightfully so were excited for tonight's game. So tomorrow's big because 2 laid eggs in a row, even without Bryce Harper there, and I know Bryce Harper changed a lot, but if they do 2 in a row coming home, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to feel good. With that being said, we're going to shut things down here. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you are looking to buy tickets for any event, you can utilize promo code BROADS at SeatGeek's checkout page if you're a first-time user for $20 off. That's free parking. It eliminates all those fees. Free parking right there. Boom, bada, bang, bada, boom. And lastly, on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, at Broads Media. Hit the follow button there. Thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys